Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. My name is Angela Jordan Perry, and I am the owner, director, and administrator of an Option 3 Accountability Association, which is United Christian Homeschoolers Unlimited. I am happy to join you this morning and going to try and get a lot more consistent with doing this. I have a lot of questions, and I need to get these questions answered for you. So my plan is to keep these videos about 5 minutes long or less, okay? So today's topic I'm going to share with you and just give some thoughts on is what, and this is a frequent question I get, how long should I be schooling my children? Okay, how long should my school day be? And so I hope to give you some answers based on your student's grade level, the academic level, and based on you, because it makes a big difference about you personally about how long you're going to school for the day. But the general rule of thumb is that when they're in the kindergarten first, second grade level, definitely kindergarten first, let's start there. Their school day literally can be just an hour and a half of just direct step-by-step instruction. You're working with them in writing and holding their pencil and how to identify their alphabets and sounds and fun and play and dance and movement and repetition. An hour is perfect. And now you compare that to what they find in public school, and it's a 7-hour day, but you have to think there's a lot of lines, there's a lot of waiting, there's a lot of this, that, and the other. So at home, an hour. So then you have to think, what are you going to do with the rest of the day? And so that's when you really need to have some goals and plan, place. Field trips you want to do, things you want to do in the home with them that's outside of clear academic. So when I'm saying academic, it's learning math and how to identify the numbers, just depending on where that child is academically. An hour is fine. And then generally every 30 minutes added on per grade is the idea, So if you just add that up, now when they're first grade, maybe now we're an hour and a half. Okay, so we're doing some reading now. We're getting to some more subjects. And then the other beautiful thing is just to keep in mind that your schooling day, hi, good morning. Your schooling day, I'll just work on holding this. Your schooling day does not have to include all subjects, okay? So I've talked to quite a few parents, new homeschooling families who school their children all the subjects, especially kindergarten, every day, and they're finding that their day is 3-4 hours long, and that's too long. So I tend to encourage families to do a block study, okay? So that generally means that maybe on every day of the week you're working on reading and math. But one day of the week is science and another day of the week is social studies. So you don't have to feel like all subjects have to be done in a day. But the simple answer of it is when you're talking about how long a school day should be, start with an hour at kindergarten and every grade thereafter at 30 minutes. So first grade is an hour and a half. Second grade is about 2 hours. Well, kind of, sort of. I would say now my fourth graders, our day is right at 2.5 hours. So that's about on track. 15 to 30 minutes add for each grade level, depending on the child academic. And so if you add that all up, so by the time they're 12th grade, you're looking at what? I guess that's about 6 hours. I haven't really quickly done the calculations. And that's generally about it, because then by that time, they have all of their studies that they're working through, or maybe it's less. 5 hours, 4 or 5 hours to 6 hours is the most. But they're working some in the morning. For my older ones, then they would just work some in the morning, and then they would have some other studies in the afternoon. And they just kind of split it up, because by that time they're working on they're very much self-sufficient and getting their work done. Another thing I just want to encourage you in that schooling day, if it's an hour long, say your kindergarten, give them opportunities to do some self-study where you don't have to sit there with them. If you train your students on the early end that mommy's always going to sit with them from the beginning to the end of their schooling, the entire time, you're training them and setting them up for failure. So really focus on implementing opportunities where they can sit and do something while you walk away. Even if that's 10 minutes, but don't give them permission to say, okay, I need your help, come back. No, give them instructions, tell them to do that, leave them for 10 minutes at one, in the kindergarten. My first grader, I can give him instructions on his math. He will walk through it, and then he cannot interrupt me because that's time that I'm using for my other students, okay? So begin to implement that, and as you keep implementing that, you will find that by the time they're, going into intermediate, middle school years, if you school in middle school years, or what have you, that they're learning to be self-sufficient. So the other part of it is think about you. I know that my attention span to have school longer than 4 hours is not going to happen. At 4 hours, I'm done. So I have for let's take for example, my 4th graders. I have 3 4th graders I'm schooling. Just as you don't know, again, I'm Angela Jordan Perry. If you didn't catch at the beginning, I have 8 children that I've homeschooled, or I am still homeschooling. I've graduated 3 of these 8 out, and on their own, they're done homeschool. All of them, all the way straight through, have been homeschooled. Now I have 5 that I'm still homeschooling. I've clumped 3 all in the 4th grade. 1 is a 1st grader, and then I have 1 who is an 8th grader, okay? So let's take my 4th graders. My 4th graders. So all together I have them, and I have it set up where for an hour and a half they have self-study. They're going over reviewing their geography. They're studying their spelling. They're going over the multiplication. What else do I have them doing? They are having, we do what is called a game 24. It helps with mental math, so they work on that. I have a sheet on the side of our fridge in which they have to check off, and I'll take you over there and let you see that. So they have to check off what they've done, and let's see, it looks like they haven't erased it for today. Well, today is Monday, so today, let me see if I can turn this around. Yes. So today is Monday, so they have to come in and erase this sheet. But if you look, I have this sheet, and it's set up where they can self-study. They have to study their spelling. They work on a poem. I've set up and given them a poem to go over, geography, multiplication. They have a Bible passport where they're learning different things through Scripture, and as they learn that, Psalm 23 or the disciples or books of the Bible, etc. It's, I don't know, maybe about 20 things that I want them to be working on learning. And when they learn it, I give them a sticker and write the day. There are 24 cards I just mentioned to you, and they read books. And I got that for each of my children. These are the 4th graders. And then even my younger one, Benjamin, he's writing his letters on his own. Write numbers. This is practice because he knows how to do that. And so what they would do is once they do it, they set the timer for an hour and a half. And as they complete it, they check it off. So you see it's already completed, but this is because this was from last week. So today, Monday, when they get started, they erase this all off and they start for the week. Okay? Also, some other things that's not up here I need to add, but they know we have African American cards, and they go through and they learn about these people. We talk about them on Wednesdays, and then they memorize it. Well, not memorize it, but they get familiar with them. And each week we add more. We got a whole bunch to go through, okay? So that's kind of how I help them to learn how to do some self-study where I'm not with them, sitting with them, hour and a half. That's something they can do while I am doing something else for an hour and a half, which is generally cleaning up the kitchen, something like that. They're outside doing chores now. So that gives you an idea. You're wanting to work towards independent study by the time they're high school age. You don't want to have to be sitting with your high schoolers, not even your middle schoolers, telling them what to do and sitting with them the whole time. So you start little increments of teaching them how to self-study and to be, self-disciplined to go through their studies. And it starts at kindergarten. So hopefully that has answered some questions for you all. Like I said, I have gotten a lot of questions about how long should my school day be? How long should my school day be? And so start at an hour for your kindergarten and add 15 to 30 minutes for each grade upward, depending on that. And then think about you. what can you mentally handle? I cannot mentally handle longer than a 4-hour day. So what I was saying is that they have an hour and a half, my younger ones, fourth graders, they have an hour and a half of study by themselves. Then they have time with me where I go through math and I go through a few other subjects with them on that day. By noon, we need to be done. I can't go beyond noon. So anyway, you have to think about yourself and what you mentally can do, and then figure out what that day needs to look like as far as time. And if you need a break, and then come back in the afternoon, okay? So just don't keep yourself in a box. Be creative. And if you have more questions or like suggestions, please comment. Comment down below, and let's have some dialogue about this. I'd love to speak with you if you have some specific questions. And other than that, if you like to reach me, you can send me an email at UCHUThirdOption@gmail.com. Just spell out the word third. Please visit the website at www.UCHUnlimited.com. So again, I'm Angela Jordan Perry. I'm the owner, administrator, and director of United Christian Homeschoolers Unlimited, Option 3 Accountability Association here in South Carolina. And for all of my families that will view this, thank you for being valued. Family are part of our families who are part of my association. It's my delight to serve you again this year and again into the future. Okay, have a great day. Have a blessed week, and we will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.